if I can do it, I'll need 3 hands. I'm like Tony, I can do this for hours. So, yeah, exactly. You give me a microphone, just let me go. So I'm going to try and do 3 things in 5 minutes. I'm going to try and talk about victory strategies. I'm going to try and talk about money. I'm going to try and talk about ethics. Let's do victory strategies. If you lived in my county and you were a precinct captain, then one day in October, you woke up and logged onto your computer that morning, and what did you find? Well, the first thing you found was your Excel spreadsheet of all the people in your precinct who were registered Republicans. Okay. The second thing you found, which I didn't print out because I didn't use it, was the same group of people, but in walking list form. If you wanted to do the walking, so it was in walking list form. The third thing you found were the Gooby no-shows. Everybody understand Gooby no-shows? People who don't vote in gubernatorial elections. A subset of the same group. Right there is a separate file. Those are the guys, when you get tired of working a big group, who you really have to work. The best thing after that, the fourth thing, were, get ready, unreturned absentee ballots. Everybody in your precinct who got an absentee ballot, you got their name, address, and whatever good information or bad information we might have had. The fifth thing you got was an electronic voter's guide. In my county, you either got Sid's Picks or Jack's voter's guide, pretty much depending if you were North County or South County. What did that mean? That meant 78% of our absentee ballots were returned in a county our size. There wasn't a large county in this state that came within 7 points. Not because my guys work harder, but because we let them work smart. I have an expression I've used my whole life. I don't believe in moving mountains with spoons. Political parties move mountains with spoons. I've moved mountains with bulldozers. 2 years from today, every precinct captain in this state will know who has an absentee ballot, and they'll have the electronic Sid's Picks equivalent for their community. And by the way, if everybody had done that this year, 54,000 extra votes for Rick Scott. Yeah. Think about that. And for those of us in the counties that try to kill him instead of boost him up like the rest of you folks, we care about that stuff. That's what my candidacy is about. It's about distributing the information down to the precinct captain level. If I'm your chairman, we will not be a Tallahassee-centric party anymore. We will be a county-centric party. I have an expression. You take care of the counties, the state takes care of itself. Instead of everybody in Tallahassee thinking they're Call Rove, we're going to have everybody in 67 counties doing the things they need to do. They're going to have a speakers bureau that we're going to provide out of RPOF. They're going to have access meetings. They're going to have revenue sharing. I don't have time to talk about that. They're going to have all these ways that they're going to get money they didn't know they were going to get. And they're either going to get it, we're going to give it, but they are going to have enough money so that they have access to at least a half a person staff paid, and it'll be RPOF staff, their staff, and everybody gets what they need to get on their desktops. Sort of everybody got the idea of where we're going in the next 2 years? That's where we're going. You don't want to go there? I'm not your person. I promise you that now. Of course, we're going there starting January 15th. You'll hear me on January 15th. You'll find out by 5 o'clock that afternoon how far we've already gone. This is not about plans for the future. This is now, I wear my thing all the time. Doesn't have my name on it. It just has my slogan. 2012 starts today. Let's talk about money. I have to talk about money because people say you have to talk about money. Okay, everybody knows how you raise money in Palm Beach County. You go over to a tree, you shake it, the coconut falls down, breaks open, and you take the check out that was inside. Okay, that's how you raise money in Palm Beach County. Now, okay, the reason I tell that because my friend Tony, wherever Tony just went to, I say, well, if that was true, how did Tony raise money? He couldn't find Palm Beach County with a GPS. So the answer is you raise money when you've made a commitment to raise money. That's the hardest thing. When you are willing to get on the phone, when you are willing to take people to lunch, when you are willing to do this. That's number one. Number two, you raise money when you do programs. I'm going to give you one right now. All of you. You go home. When I did this 2 weeks ago, I got a county, a small county in South Central Florida. She's already out raising money. She wouldn't let me go after I told her. So I'm going to tell you all this right now. Number one, there is a website which by zip code will tell you every person who sent money to the McCain campaign. So I made that statement when I was at this meeting 2 weeks ago, and she took me up on it. I got my email the next day. She said, send me that website. So I sent her that website. Okay. Then she said, send me your direct mail letters. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm giving it all away. Don't I even get your vote out of this? You know? And let me tell you about direct mail. In my county this year, we spent $3,600 on direct mail. I think we did 4 pieces. We spent $3,600. We raised $30,000. You didn't have to make a phone call. You didn't take anybody to lunch. You didn't. It was all in person. It was the easy kind of fundraising. You know what I mean? The kind that all of us don't have difficulty doing. So I tell you that I've raised, in 8 years, I've raised $3 million. It averages, although it's gotten harder, it averages $375,000 a year, $750,000 every election cycle. I spend it on my staff. I have 2 full-time, highly professional people, an executive director and a political director. One of the questions in your 5,000 questions you sent me today is, are you one of these day-to-day hands-on guys? The answer is absolutely not. My entire life has been building things through others. When I had my company, am I out of time yet? Not yet. Okay. When I had my company, two guys in the basement of my house on December 7th, 1974, tomorrow. 18 years later, February 1st, 1993, 600 employees, $50 million in annual sales, sold to a very large bank, knew that I would never work again. My wife, of course, says, well, you didn't work as hard then as you do now. The difference is nobody pays you. The last thing I'm going to tell you about money, which also goes to ethics, I'm going to say this out loud. People will think I'm grandstanding. I don't care. One of the rules we need is we're not going to pay a chairman more than we paid Carol Jean in the last year. And the problem is, because as soon as Jim Greer came in, he asked us to pay him more, which I voted for. I'm being honest. But here's the problem. Jim Greer needed the money. Never elect a chairman that needs the money.
Amen.
You need to pay your chairman because it's a hard job. They deserve it. But don't elect a chairman that needs money. So I got that. My last 30 seconds on ethics is I need to answer questions on ethics. So you need to ask them when you get us as a group. We've done the good job of turning the cards up on the Greer years, and as Tony and Doug can tell you, I was central to that as they were when we had the closed session meeting. But I got to talk about things we need to do so the reporters won't come calling again. And I got a list of 5 rules, one of which is the reducing the pay of the RPOF chairman to the Carol Jean pay. I got 4 others, all of which will get people mad at me and accuse me of negative campaigning. But that's how you know they're good rules. Thank you all. I love you, and thank you for inviting me.